I guess I gotta get my free cams up.
And Alex, I was wrong. It's actually a Never Summer board out of Colorado.
Okay. Yeah, that's my board's a Never Summer.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
See, I think this year I'm going to learn how to snowboard.
Nice.
We didn't
Me
have
too.
mountains in Ontario, so I couldn't
Totally got
try.
lined up with that.
Just icy hills.
No, yeah, barely.
That's groomed ice to you, bitch. I'm from the Northeast. I know what it's like out there.
Yeah.
Like, look at those lines. Is it still groomed? Like, no, they never went away. It's just pure sheet ice.
Yeah.
Shatter the whole way down.
Ice Coast.
Oh God, it was terrible.
Let's try that again. There. All right. There. Now it looks like I'm a professional streamer or some shit. Shut up.
He's got the turbo on his car now, running his computer to get it going.
Supercharger, I'll have you know. I love that thing, man. It's a supercharged rear wheel, 6-speed, 4-banger. It's fucking amazing. I love it. I love it so much.
Did you name it the Phoenix?
Screaming on the way to school.
It's named Anastasia. And the original one was black, and this one is red. So now I have Anastasia Black and Anastasia Red. Until Anastasia Black goes to the crusher.
Fair enough.
Gonna be a sad day.
Don't tell it that.
I've had that car for 13 years. And then when it broke down, I bought one that was a year older. Yeah. Fucking hey, that platform is amazing. Amazing. Alright, gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Dungeons & Dragons Black Thumb, wherein we join the fateful crew made of gangsters once as they chase fate and destiny across the Kalam Desert in what is known as the Great Race. Having once discovered an engine while conducting a bit of loan sharking and collections, they soon turned themselves into a race team unlike any that, or maybe every, that the desert has seen before. An eclectic band that has evolved with new arrivals and deaths as they might have occurred out on these deadly sands. We now find them at the southern end of the outskirts of a naval military city known as Teshburl. Outside this city, wherein a rebellion takes place, sits the rebel camp. Or is it the rebel camp? They're not sure. But it is the old De La Vega compound, a manor and grounds once belonging to an aged and storied family known for their skill in the Great Race. Their old driver, having led them here, now long deceased, but his legacy directing them to their ultimate fate, perhaps, as they sit in the courtyard of this ruined manor, surrounded on all sides, weakened, wounded, downed, unconscious, and overall overpowered. As the scene opens up, we wonder what their fates might be, but before we get there, Sean, if you would be so good as to regale us what happened last episode on Black Thumb.
Well, now the ending just sounds depressing. I don't even want to read this. All right. So Sorth and the dude are crashing down to when we first came in the last one. Sorth and the dude that he was chomping on go crashing down onto the ground. Bjorn and Garnet on a rooftop where the giant is about to smash down on them. And Sophie de la Vega is heading out with the book in her hand. There's a regally dressed tiefling that Garnet is facing off with. Garnet nudges Bjorn. Bjorn wants to hold their ground, takes a defensive stance, and fires a dart at the giant. The attack fails, hits a camel, and he leaps back up onto the table. Sorth grappling with the dude in the alley, trying to knock him out, but the guy slips out of his coat, takes another swipe and grabs his ankle and knocks him back down. Barry's driving along from a shitty part of town to a shittier part of town. The vehicle is mixed between a Gadget-mobile, kind of like a DeLorean 80 Celica, only has 2 seats. Guy tries to hit Laz and misses. Laz lands a first-grade shot to the shoulder, pushing the guy down, does some solid damage, but I fail on the second swing. Yolando is about to attack a guy Garnet doesn't want killed. He's going to take his knees out, does massive damage, blowing out his knees, taking off a leg, and then he just stays in his spot. Garnet hears a whistle and sees a dart whack an archer. The Brotherhood guy gets some more of the archers on the roof. Sophie is still running up the stairs while the Brotherhood grabs Sophie. Another Brotherhood guy lands on a wolf and starts punching another wolf. I have listed here. I don't know why I have that written weird. Garnet appreciates the maneuver. Fancy dude is tiefling. The regally dressed tiefling is running away. Sophie can't break free. The giant jumps up out of the stairs and tries to grab Bjorn. First swing misses, second one connects, and Bjorn bites back with electricity. The long coat dude stabs at Laz. First strike misses, and so does the second. Bjorn summons a spirit guardian, and that doesn't work on anyone and only does about half damage. Garnet sees the giant, the other dude on the rooftop table. Closest target is the guy on the table, and he uses a flurry of blows and lands a couple of hits. Sorth leaves the now legless dude and goes moving into open ground to see the battlefield. Puts 100 mark on the giant, takes a shot, hits the giant in the head, eye, and a flap of skin hangs over the eye. Barry's making his way through the city streets, realizes something may have ruptured in the engine. The car is on fire. He stops the vehicle, goes to investigate, and gets a small fireball in the face. Flaming figure in the engine bay. He sees a face or someone. Barry gets burnt and he hears a voice. Barry's face to face with a flaming thing, asking for Cirrus, an old mechanic. Laz misses his first swing, but catches up on the backswing with a punch, and the dude gets right back up that he's fighting. Yolando rushes in to try and help the soldier who lost his legs. The bad guys make all their moves and kind of jack us up. The Brotherhood monks are moving towards the archers, but they don't do too much. Bjorn is down. Garnet whistles out for help, goes after another dude and gets at the ready. Sorth is shooting at the giant, lights him up, shoots again, but Nat wins it. Barry is talking to the fireball in the engine bay, is ruder to him and gets burnt again. Barry talking to a fireball. I have a question mark here. Looking into the engine, Barry's really tired and he's talking to the car. It's kind of weird. Laz squares up again with the same dude who's hanging on by a thread, hits for massive damage. He's going down and Laz heads for the main battle. Yolando wants to help Bjorn, shoots the giant with both barrels, but the giant is still standing and defiant. Hits the giant, takes him down, gets pinned down by the giant after taking him down. Bjorn has failed at 2 death saves and starting to ride toward Valkyr, but not yet when he makes his save. The bad guy takes a swing on Garnet, but Pimp slaps it away, and the other guy hits Garnet for a lot of damage. Another guy comes down and whacks Garnet for some more damage, and Garnet is down, fell off the roof. First 2 people can't hit Sorth, third one managed to hit for 6 points, fourth one hits very well. The Tiefling is still rushing away, the archers are still targeting away, and they kill off a stone fist that's up on the roof. The monk holding Sophie loses her, and she goes through a door to the residence and locks herself inside. Garnet is really trying not to die. Sorth takes a snap at him, and then just things go black. When we cut, there's a woman running through the rooms of the De La Vega house. She enters a chamber and sees another individual. Marvister, Elveneers, last time you called me arrived in Waterdeep. Tiefling is entering the building. Barry's looking over the engine, trying to turn the vehicle on and drive home. And then the question was, what do we do with all the people that are around us and all the banged up conditions that we're in at this point? That cover it?
That about covers it. And just as such, the scene opens up with all of you faced with fate's worst. As we see Laz come around the corner, none of his companions in sight. He is wondering where they are as he comes hurtling across the battlefield. As, where are we here? Darkness reigns upon a few of your companions. Yolando, you stand amidst them, or hang on, is Yolando knocked out, or were you standing still? I think you're still standing.
I'm still awake.
Yeah. Currently, though, it seems that Bjorn is helping with the rigging upon the good ship. Although you are, if I remember correctly, 1 death save away, either way.
Yes.
From rising or staying with your captain forever and ever and ever. And In addition to this, of course, we had a few of the monks of the Stone Fist making their way across the field, doing their best to help. I'm just looking for Garnet. I can't remember which mini was Garnet. There you are. You fell down off the top, so you're right here, face down in the dirt. Is that correct? You were.
Yeah, that's correct. I fell down the edge of the building onto the ground below.
So that cost you 1 death save. Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then...
That's what you said, and then I failed another one.
And then you'd failed another one. Okay, I do remember this. Okay, groovy. And then... Okay, so... Who else am I forgetting? And then Barium, you're, of course, dealing with the Mechanigen. Sorth, you are out as well, next to Bjorn.
I'm still. I don't think I'm knocked out. I think I'm just down.
Oh, okay, you're just... Oh, yeah, you pinned... You
I thought
speared
Bjorn made
against
his save, didn't he?
I made 2 and I've failed 2.
Yeah, so it's 1 either way.
Yeah. I still got a lot of HP, so
Good
I'm
luck,
just
buddy.
kind of surrounded.
Okay, so yeah, you had speared through the air, taking the one fellow down to the ground, and then you were on the ground, but I don't remember you getting up or doing anything.
No, I tried to bite one of them, and then we ended there.
Right on. Okay. In that case, we got it all. And so we're going to open up with... sorry. Here we are. I think this will do. As, I don't quite recall where in the initiative order we were. I believe we were just landing on Yolandu? Or was it me? It was me. He's coming in. Hang on. It's gonna be a gooder. Oh, it's gone. Fuck. Alright, anyway. Just rocking and rolling. As we open up here, Laz, you come racing about to watch as the band of ruffians, thugs, rebels, whatever they might be, amateur soldiers, weekend warriors.
Music's a little loud, Dooley.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Sorry.
Now the music's working well. As we were. As Laz comes rushing around the corner, you can see all the ruffians, weekend warriors, rebel soldiers, whatever these guys might be called themselves. You can see them going to town on your companions. Dogs, wolves, whatever these scraggly sand, flea-bitten sand four-leggers are called. You can see them chewing on your companions' armored limbs. You can see and hear their braying and see the sparks coming off of the few individuals who are trying to poke at the armor, trying to penetrate into your companion's flesh. And of course, the camel, as it spits. As you see ahead, a few recognizable dwarf figures, you want to say. You're not sure what it is. It's their mode of dress that suddenly hits you. Their tribal dress, these ginches that they have that you recognize the same as Garnets. And then you look to your right, seeing Garnet face first in the sands and dirt. Blood seeping from underneath him, soaking into the sand. As the camera swings around to show the archer off in the distance lining up towards you, the shot suddenly releases. As it sails in towards you, you don't stop moving. Instinctually, you keep going. As the arrow flies past you and thups into the sand harmlessly. Another shot sails overhead. You're not sure where it's going, but you watch as it narrowly misses one of the monks down below. As the archers up top, one after the next, take shots down towards the stone fist warriors coming towards you. One of them catches an arrow in the shoulder for maximum damage. At 8 plus 6 for 14 points, 8 plus 4 for 12. He stumbles. And I don't think any of them have taken anything yet. 12 on this one. And we'll call you White Dot. there. As it were, though, you watch as the fellow takes an arrow in the shoulder. Without so much as slowing down or even a wince, he continues moving upon, filled with rigor and strength. Okay. So, these guys are going to move up, rushing up to the top of here. They have to double move it because, dwarves. But they do get there. These guys, having busied themselves thereby, will, at this point... Wait, did I not take my turn? Am I remembering this incorrectly?
Oh, no, we had you take a turn, if I remember in the notes.
Before
Yeah,
the
you
session
definitely took a
ended?
turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Back this up.
Because I had these guys make their moves and did a shit ton here. Was everybody getting beat up?
Okay, so before I go too far into that, did I commence past that? Did I have Bjorn roll his last throw?
No, I know I haven't rolled my last one yet.
So if we did my turn to end last session, then we start
And we're
with
starting with this.
as the waters splash across the bow, then splash across the prow. The whole of the ship rocks to and fro as it moves up and down the giant waves. Valkor, his voice booming, his coat billowing, rippling, massive, like the Spawn cape. It's just this huge trench coat that wraps the whole ship, if you will, and he's kind of using it to shield the patrons from the storm and the rain. Lightning flashes as you watch it tear through said cloak, and bits of it light on fire and fall away into the waters, staying on fire for a moment as they sizzle a second later in the torrential downpour and the undulating, massive, frothy waves. His voice shouts out again, orders towards the crew as you all move to one side. Why don't you throw me a strength save on this? Plus proficiency, I guess. This is you at your best. As the whole of you all hold on to your various posts. Doing
For
your
the
best.
strength,
Yeah,
for the strength, I got 26.
terrific. With a heave and a hoe, you all haul the sails in the directions necessary as his orders ricochet off of the boundless waters, and each other, and as you each work with each other, that was a difficult sentence, working towards the betterment of this ship's direction, you find yourselves suddenly skiing down the one side of a massive tidal wave. As it tunnels up overhead and splashes crashing down, dark and frothy, in behind you, its huge form quaking down upon your tiny ship. Valkor shouts out a warning as the whole of you hold fast, but you see an opportunity to take the boat directly out of harm's way. What do? Do you tell the captain? Do you take charge yourself? Do you get your crew members to help you out? What are you going to do through this? Bjorn, as you look around you, you only have moments. Mere moments.
I'm taking charge. I know how to sail a ship.
Throw it.
Do I have the save?
Skill check, actually.
What am I doing for it?
You say you know how to sail a ship? You have the pilot skill is what you're saying, eh?
I do.
So
but it's not a skill. It's a tool.
It's dual proficiency check is what it is. So
Okay.
in this case, given the circumstances, we'll go with another strength and proficiency as you head up towards the wheel.
17.
With that, you find yourself up upon the wheel. Valkur's massive, bellowing form, his huge beard streamering off the side of the ship as a huge white-gray flag. Lightning flashes and his huge eyes look towards you as you simply take your position and with a 17, give the wheel a quick spin as you pitch in down along the rivering waters that are flowing down and out the bottom of this massive tidal wave. The ship, picking up speed, suddenly finds itself picking up even more as the huge wave crashes in behind you and carries you upwards, aloft, into the dark sky. The whole of you suddenly press down against the deck. Valkyr's voice thunders out as lightning crashes and flashes overhead. And you can make your last death save.
I failed it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I rolled the death save like 5 minutes ago, but it was a good scene to go out on.
As the ship careens away from the massive tidal wave, the frothing carrying forth, ebbing ever so slightly, and then altogether becoming still and calm. The massive captain form simply billows as a loose sail in the wind for a moment, before slowly working his way down and morphing into his humanoid self that he would present as captain so many times over. And as he steps, his boots clopping ever so sharply on the deck, the wet, sopping wood still cracking sharp with each heel toe, as he comes in upon the wheel and, with a nod and a smile, takes it from you. And then, just before you let go, he lets go of the wheel and then steps away. And he simply stands aside you and stares forth down the length of the ship. As the camera pans against the whole of it, just slightly left to right, we watch away from where you come in upon from behind the camera, if you will, and you just find the whole of the ship shown in lengthwise, like the intro to like Star Wars, if you will, where you see like the underside of the starship. Anyway, so the ship is just traveling forth away from you guys as the camera slowly dolly to the one side, or slowly panning to the one side, and the sails rippling along give that flapping, that satisfying, peaceful flapping noise, if you will, and you can hear a gull off in the distance, signifying some landmass. It crossfades slightly to show the first mate looking towards you with his tricorn and taking it off and giving you a nod before handing you the whistle. And as the ship comes about, the low waters upon the beachfront give way to a small copse of trees leading to a jungle, as well as a village that borders the beach. You understand a few people are getting off here. There's some trade to be done. And a moment later, you should be finding yourselves back out on the wild waters. The booming voice of your captain ricochets out a hearty bit of laughter as he says, to enjoy a moment's respite here, but not to get comfortable. For the sea...
We've got more seas to sail. It's finished then?
As the camera dollies backwards from the village, showing the diminutive forms of your crew carrying whatever cargo they might onto the shores, the camera then pulls back further and further, as it shows the waters stretching away from this one island, showing several islands, as it continues to pull back further and further, showing the massive sea mass with so many islands, the massive archipelago that it is, reflecting dark and starry all around as the camera continues to pull back and pull back and pull back until we see just a giant hemisphere of water floating in darkness. The starry night darkness of the astral space and sea all around it. And we see a few more ships a moment later pass by. Massive, strange astral ships doing what they might, traveling to and fro just as those that we saw in the water. And it crossfades from there to black. You got another character, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
You want to message me some shit about that?
Yeah, I gotta...
You can do it through Discord or whatever. And then,
Sure. Let me just...
I don't know if you can actually message me through Discord. Maybe you can message me through Discord.
Probably. Let me see.
Welcome to the Dead Club.
I had to get around.
Am I the last day one character to survive?
We got Laz.
Yeah, Laz is still there.
Laz,
Laz and
Sword.
Sorth are both first characters.
Well, I mean, like session one, because I don't think either one of them were session one, were they?
I wasn't, no.
He said with a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of, was it shame? No, it was a sense of loss. What happened in those first days? What did he miss out on? What fate could he have had? Oh, but only things, godly powers that he had not could tell. Anyhow, let's get on to this. Where were we then? Is Bjorn has thusly kicked the bucket, and that is an unfortunate thing. And I will await whatever you got in store for me. But meanwhile, the camera pans and crossfades from that black out to show a very different scene indeed. Gone are the waters, those fateful frothy waters of the archipelago where Valkor does his thing, replaced by the dusty, bloody sands of the ruined De La Vega compound. What is happening here? As the camera opens up overhead, slowly panning down to show death all around. Many bodies litter the sands, many bodies moving about, causing more bodies to stop moving. Ooh. With that, we open up upon Sorth, situated in the sands of this disheveled, decrepit place. And as we come in upon you, situated, surrounded on all sides by a massive gang of terrible people.
It's my move, yeah?
It is.
Okay, so last thing I did last time was to do a bite attack at one of them. So we're going to continue with that one.
Sounds good.
Uh,
Meanwhile, I am going to try and find this damn playlist.
Alright, I got a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Sweet. And... for 7 damage.
You quickly dive out and clamp your mouth down, your jaws piercing into the flesh of a nearby individual. Trying to think, who did you do damage to out of this group here? I don't.
Who's the furthest one to the left? Let's pick that guy.
This guy right here?
Yep. Let's go with that guy.
That would be the guy who, I guess, killed Bjorn. We'll go with. Does that guy have... Pretty sure this guy was on the board. Pretty sure this guy was on the board.
Alright, it's not a weapon.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Not that many of these days. What is pH? Damn it. Alright. I'm sure I would have called this guy shield, seeing as he's just got a massive shield. And 7 damage.
Yeah.
So, quick as a wink, you snap out, crashing down with your jaws upon his bone and flesh, rending it slightly asunder. He shrieks out in pain. As, you then what? That's a bonus action, yeah?
No, that one was just the standard.
Oh, that's standard? Okay. Now what?
Yeah.
You want to move or anything?
I'm checking one of my quick traits. Can I knock him down? Actually.
Sure. Yeah, you can go.
Because if that's an attack, yeah.
100%,
It's the
you
sort of death
can throw a
roll.
grapple into it.
Okay. So is that just a strength roll?
It is a athletics check on your part.
Oh, thank God. Awesome. 20?
20. You do it.
Sweet.
Pushing into him quick as you can. With your jaw having grabbed his leg, you pull upwards. As he shrieks, you leverage such that he suddenly finds himself prone, screaming and bleeding from the leg.
Okay, and from there I'm going to try and run towards Laz.
Alright. Flesh and sinew dripping from your jaws. You leave the screaming fella to... I'm sorry, heading towards Laz.
Yeah.
So just to illustrate, this is you. Hello.
Hi.
And these are all enemies.
No, the
And
camel.
then these are dogs that aren't dead. This is Yolanda.
Oh, shoot.
Hello. This is a dead giant. And you could run this way
Actually-
to get across to Laz.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know where Laz is.
Okay, actually, can I see
But you know where
Yondu
the
from here?
entrance is. I just want us to be...
Yolanda?
You're gonna run towards me?
Yeah. If I can see you, I'm gonna run towards you.
Yeah, you're right next to him.
Okay. Oh, he's down beside me?
Literally, like right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Ooh.
I just want to get away.
This is you, this is him, this is it.
Shit. Actually, instead, yeah, I'm just gonna go run behind that brick wall there.
Over here?
Yeah, just go run back that way.
Because there's still all these guys.
Yeah, but they get a disadvantage swing
Sounds
against me, so it's fine. There's no good place to run.
Yeah, no, there's no good... Well, there's sort of a good... Well, sort of.
Can I see the dwarves at all?
You see a camel.
Okay, you know what? Go to the camel.
Okay.
I'll ride out in the sunset.
The camel's gonna spit on you.
So, you can go this way. Okay? Or you can go this way.
I'm gonna try and just go straight through, kind of like a beeline to the camel.
That sounds fine. So at this point, it's... There's the 1 AO for this chick.
Yeah.
And then as you come in towards these guys... I mean, this guy's on the ground. I'm just going to let you get over him.
They all roll at disadvantage.
Okay. She rolls a 19 and an 11. Duder, as you make your way to the camel, rolls a 1. And finally, the pooch rolls another 1. Not a word of a lie. You managed to make it over here. Oh, hang on. I got a bit of Play-Doh for this. I got the dough. As you leap aboard the camel, you can throw me an animal handling at disadvantage.
Some. Oh wow, 11. Either way.
The camel bucks this way and that as you attempt to hold onto it. It rolls an 18 plus bonus. We'll call that a 20, not natural. Throw me a dex save. You have 20 or better.
Oh yeah, 21. Just made it.
Wow. holding on to the hair, the fur, the humps, the whatever you can. The thing groans and jeers and bucks this way and that, but you manage to stay aloft upon the thing. The poor creature finally gives it a rest as it starts to run this way or that on its turn uncontrollably. You will be still holding on just fine.
Cool.
From there, it is over to Barium. And with that, there is... Hang on a second, not that one. Please work the way I want. Sure. When last we left Barium, you had just established contact with something out of this world, but not. Something that should be familiar to you, but isn't, and yet is. A creature born of magic, encapsulated, constrained, enslaved, you're not sure. But something that has always been so mystical and so strange, so alien and defined as so exotic, seems, in this moment as you look upon it, despite your complete ignorance to how it works, so familiar, so natural. That said, as you look upon your reflection in the chromate surface, illuminated by the orange glow of the engine that now sits humming and thrumming away with flames licking upon it, a strange halo of fiery energy that wafts and coils around the strange chromate form of this mechanized engine. The Phoenix, as it identified itself to be, has regaled itself back to its home, if you could call it a home. There's a short montage that shows Barium driving the Phoenix in its broken-bodied form back towards the paddocks. As you reach upon, finding yourself in the in the team's bay, you look about to see. Is the battle bus? You guys took the battle bus? No, you guys took horses, right? You see the battle bus situated in the corner, still in whatever state of disrepair. You look around the paddocks to see the various states of abandonment and start to note the strange air and atmosphere. It's moments later that you actually notice you're being looked at by only one member of your mechanical crew. Nowhere are the rest to be seen. As you look around for a moment, feeling a strange sense of desperation in the air, the crew member comes towards you, and you can see that he's bleeding at the one side. And as he comes forth out of the darkness, moving closer towards you, he puts up a hand and starts to slowly falter as his strength gives out altogether. Wobbling down to a single knee and then slowly collapsing to the ground. He looks up towards you from the ground where he lays prone and then reaches out a hand and tries to say something, bleeding profusely from the wound under his arm. Barium, you sit in your paddock, having seen one of your own crew come towards and die in front of you, or is dying currently, of a fairly fatal wound under his armpit. Your Pasha doesn't seem to be around, the Vizier doesn't seem to be around. The battle bus sits over in the corner. Most of the paddocks seem fairly abandoned, save for a few skeleton crew members and whatever vehicles.
I'm gonna run over and kneel down to him, and I'm gonna say,
What the hell happened here? How did you get these wounds?
Basha, he make an enemy.
Where's the Pasha right now?
He taken. The Vizier, he is dead, I think. You have it. Please help me, he says, as he looks up towards you, desperation in his glassy eyes, his blood-stained lips, clammy despite the red stains. He stares up at you before exhaling desperately one more time. He is over. And he collapses backwards as blood drips away from his body. You look towards the back of the shop where he is pointing, and you can see several splotches. You also notice scratch marks. You can see pock marks where projectiles have landed, impacting upon the surface. And as you look around, you suddenly notice more of them. And you realize there was a small fight. And suddenly a feeling of dread, as if one wasn't there before, completely washes across you. What'd you do?
Ah, fuck, I can't handle a fight right now.
I'm gonna sort of peek around a little bit, trying not to get myself in any position I can't get out of, just to see if I can find anything. Any, threats specifically.
Fair. Taking a quick examination around the area, as I said before, you notice that it's fairly abandoned. I mean, the place is rather devoid of anybody around. But you suddenly feel a strange sense of tension. You don't know what to make of it. You don't know what's going on around you. And you don't know why this man's dead. You don't see any protrusions, but you definitely see the wound. He's been stabbed pretty cleanly, right under the arm.
So you said there were claw marks. Does that mean kind of like beastly marks or like wild beast?
You see, you do see claw marks in the tile and in the tile and concrete of the area, tile and stone floors.
In the process, I'm gonna see if I can find anybody else that may be alive in the area,
As you
or nearby. Like it doesn't have to necessarily be in the paddocks.
Sure. You rush out into the main aisle of the compound here, moving from paddock to paddock, looking for anybody. You don't manage to find anybody. To your absolute surprise, each of the paddocks that you swear you saw somebody here a moment ago is devoid, empty. You manage to see somebody just a moment over there. Yes, they disappear through a doorway. You rush in towards them, and you don't see them any further. You look around behind you, and you watch as a bit of a breeze kicks through, blowing sand past.
Oh, what the fuck? I think I'm going crazy.
I'm gonna run back into the paddocks and see if I can find any kind of like potions or anything, since I'm almost dead myself.
The camera pans against Barium's face as we watch his eyes flit desperately back and forth. And then a moment later, he rushes in towards the home paddock once again. We watch as he scrambles over towards the supplies, looking through different containers, glasses, boxes go flying. Finally, as the camera pans away from where he's destroying whatever he can to find whatever he needs, we hear a satisfied sigh as the unmistakable pop of a cork follows the glug of fluids being drunk and the unmistakable sound of relief that comes with a good draft of health. As you take on, what did you guys have in supply? Anything specific?
Hell, I'm not
Otherwise,
sure.
Pasha would have had a couple of these on hand. Let me just figure. Ooh, very nice. It is a greater potion of healing. You can roll that for yourself. Pretty sure that's, I want to say 64. Might be 8.
6d4.
D4, D6? I don't know. I never play.
Probably look it up real quick.
You know, this game's great, but I never play it. Right, with that said, I need a laugh track button. That way at least
Oh, it's 4d4.
Ah, there you go. I mean, I wanted to believe. If I was a player,
4d4 plus 4.
if I was a player, I'd be like, oh, it's totally 8d4.
I shouldn't have looked it up. I should have just said okay.
With that all in mind, the camera pans crossfading from you
14 total back.
to Laz.
Where am I in this clusterfuck? Now I'm running up on the mess.
As Laz rushes in with the aforementioned scene, you can see ahead the stone fist dwarves moving in, sighting upon you where you stand, and heading towards the stairs. As you look up towards the top of the stairs, your eyes track down to the body nestled in the sands nearby. Your companion, unmistakably face down, you continue to rush to wherever you're headed. And the question becomes, where are you going?
Who do I see that's face down?
Garnett.
Who do I reckon? That's Garnett.
Yeah.
Fuck. I've got. Jesus Christ. I've got one potion left. I didn't pass by him on the way there. I come out of the corner and basically it's go to the plate or go to Garnett.
You just recognized him. You just recognized him.
Oh, all right.
You're like, those boots. I know those boots.
Yeah, let's get Garnett back in there. Let's turn him over and rescue position and put my last potion in him.
Seeing the dwarves up ahead, you suddenly catch a heel in the dirt, spinning yourself about as your weight carries expertly. The same way you throw an axe, you throw your own hips, baby. They don't lie. So you change directions and head in towards your companion, skidding to a halt as you close the distance upon the diminutive dwarf form. And as you pull out the bottle, once again the unmistakable, and a second later, the splash of the draft upon the fell figure of the dwarf down below.
That's a greater Garnet.
4d4 plus 4.
Okay, perfect. Just let me add that. I was actually making a new character just in case.
A lot of that going around here.
I forgot. I was too busy doing homework and realized, oh shit.
Right on.
Okay, 44 you said, plus 4?
Hey, sir.
$12. Thank you very much, sir.
Go
Hey,
fucking
sorry,
kill
bear with me
something.
one sec here, guys.
Yeah, if I can actually hit something.
Now we're both on the other side of this building from that whole cluster where the giant is and the camel that's running around with a alligator on its back right now.
Yeah.
Just having the worst day of its life.
He got to spit on somebody today. He's fine.
Dude, by the way, this is all I can think about. So there's a ride at Disney for like Aladdin's Magic Carpet ride, and like the camels spit as you're flying around. But what you don't know is that as somebody that's watching the ride, like you're watching your kids and you're like, oh, this is great. But there's also camels spitting out on the crowd. That's all I can think about with this session is like the camel spits, it hits you, now you're fucked. Like, God damn it.
All right.
Oh, I gotta use another rage next round, don't I? Because I didn't hurt anybody in that process.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's going on with you? You wanted to rush in, you heal him, and then anything else after that? I mean, that's like half your... That's like half your movement. I don't know if you want to do anything. There's a bunch of dudes above you right here if you want to... I don't know. I guess you don't have any bonus actions that are going to hit at range.
Yeah, I mean, I've got hand axes, but it's not gonna. Yeah.
That's all good.
Can I drag? I mean, can I make their shot worse so there's just not two of us sitting like fish in a barrel?
I mean, you're strong enough, and he's a dwarf. I'd let you just pick him up and run with him.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get to, if not some form of cover, just a really bad angle for the archers that are up above us.
That's fair. You know
even
what?
Even if that's like up hugging against the building, just somewhere where it makes it harder for them to.
That's fair. And a lot of people don't know, actually, that hugging against the wall is hard for an archer to hit you, unless they're using like a Turkish style of archery. That's another thing for another time. But yeah, you throw your friend over your shoulder, and running with your compadre, you can make it to like here. Oh shit, that's the thing is, there's archers overhead, and then there's dudes up top here. So you want to take cover from the archers? Probably, eh?
Yeah, because I mean, otherwise we're just sitting there
So
getting.
you rush over towards here is what happens. Because there's archers up top there, so you're down in the darkness there.
Yeah.
And that's you. I'm down with that. You good with that? Laz is good with that?
Yep. Yeah, I think that's where we gotta go to.
Yolanda. As the camera pulls back from where Laz positions himself, it then slowly tightens in upon where you situate. Now nestled in amongst the fray. Camera adjusts slightly to show from above, you are here. You have friends that are not friends, that is enemies, here, 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 here.
Do they perhaps have ranged weapons?
Some of them have ranged weapons.
Did I just see Laz barge in?
No. Laz did not make an appearance where you were situated. You're here. He's off camera over here.
Okay. Just to be clear, the guys who are downed, they're currently getting gangbanged by the enemies, right?
Good times, good times. Who
Why?
doesn't
They
like a
just saw-
good bang, I guess?
They're showing no mercy. They're just absolutely just straight up trying to kill him.
I think Bjorn's the only body on the ground right now.
Let's see. I look into their eyes. Can I determine whether they or not they would accept a surrender? Look deep into their eyes. Is there any mercy at all? Or connection?
Is this a skill?
I don't know. Maybe it's insight.
He's ghost ridering them. He's fine.
Snooter, where are you reaching out to us from? Because your video feed is fucking with me terribly.
What?
It looks like you're from either
It's like
Greenland or
ghost.
Yeah,
Iceland.
like I'm partially sober, and that's really fucked up.
Partially.
I don't know what to say. So what do you think, Dewey?
You look like you're making a death save right now.
So what's going on? What are you doing then?
Oh, so I wanted to look deep into their eyes and tell myself if they whether or not they have any mercy for me.
Doesn't look like it.
What was that?
Doesn't look like it, although, do you notice that the dogs aren't chewing on you yet? and these guys aren't rushing in to stab you. They're kind of encircling you, and they're kind of awaiting something, and you're not sure what it is.
Oh. But they haven't completed the circle. On the side, can I jump up on onto the balcony?
Mm-hmm. Athletics check.
Who are the 3 guys up there?
There's 4 of them, and yeah.
Oh, 4. Who are the 4 guys?
Enemies, all of them. Friends that aren't friends.
Baddies.
Yep. Minions.
Okay. I'm for athletics. Alright. 23.
22 to what?
Athletics.
Terrific stuff. You're going up then?
Mm-hmm.
Going on up! You quickly and athletically sprint up there. You do it so well, so fast, so amazing that somebody yells, "Parkour!" David Bell writes his compliments. Anyhow, so you're up there now. To cost you, we'll say that's 20 feet.
What was that?
We'll say
The
you have
music
10
is cutting
feet
you out.
movement left. You have 10 feet movement left.
Okay. Then I to the right of the balcony, where my friends are, specifically Bjorn, who's currently dying. Or
You
maybe
look
he's
over
already
towards
dead.
Bjorn and watches one of the scraggly desert wolves starts chewing his face out.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Blood and bone crunching and crushing. It's a gnarly scene.
I'm a good doctor, but I can't fix that.
Shows
Of course,
Quentin
he's kinda
Tarantino a
jealous.
moment later, giving a thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't do plastic surgery. Sorry, Bjorn.
So what are you up to? You've jumped up.
Okay. Now I'm gonna run to the left side where the wall is. Or how far does that wall extend, or is it just like I can just jump over it?
You can jump over it. It's literally that. It's a retaining wall.
Okay.
But you were like,
Just gonna-
you were right here. And then you athletic stepped here. And then you want to go back here?
Yeah, pretty much.
But why? I'm willing to even
Bamboozle?
I'm willing to just like take the whole thing back, charge you 5 feet, and call it round the corner. It's okay.
I don't know. I've never survived for this long, so I don't know how to survive.
It's like a complicated chest. What do you want to do? Yo? Do you want to go over here? Is that what you want to do? I'll just charge you the 5 feet, man. It's not an issue.
Okay.
All right, cool.
You can charge me the 5 feet then, and then
You disappear from view.
Yep, I end up roll all the way over there.
You run around the corner. I mean, you disappear from view from here, and then everyone over here is like, "What do you think he's doing?" Because like, there's literally all these guys that are just like right here, right? There's 4 dudes right there. 5 if you include the one that Sorth bit before Sorth fucked off onto the camel. Yeah, camel. Yeah, Sorth. A minotaur somewhere is seen looking up towards the sky and nodding approvingly. And then taking a big old bite of some like fish or something. I don't know. I can't even remember his name. Fuck me, I have to look him up.
Kurgan.
Kurgan, there it is, yeah.
Great.
Can I continue to run along the wall?
Are you gonna run down the length of the wall? That's fine. You do
Yeah,
so,
along.
hitting cover, and I'm assuming leaping over the chest-high crates to take cover.
Mhm.
As you do so, Call of Duty style, it shows you ever so close because there's really no room for the camera. But anyway, we're gonna pan out, and we'll just do that sort of thing. Yeah, motherfucker. So there you are. As you're like, yeah. We had to pay extra for that stunt scene. Yeah, totally. You run down the length of the wall taking cover as you do. Looking back towards, you also see there's dudes here through this doorway, but they don't have line of sight on you. And you have line of sight on those guys. Hoo-ah! There's also dudes up top. You know about them, but that's the whole of it. What do you want to do now? You have an action? You have a bonus action. Tell me a story. What do you do?
Action.
You're into your
With
third
that one
song.
action, can I attack twice or no?
Do it now. You hit it.
With that one action, I can attack twice, right?
Yield.
Okay. Then once I'm over the boxes, I'll take 2 pot shots at the ranged enemies that I've seen earlier that were trying to encircle me.
Okay.
Okay. 11 and 23.
23 hits. And this is your pistol?
Yes. For 18 damage.
As you fire away towards for 18 damage.
Damn, a hand cannon.
Mason shield.
I'm so smart. Yeah, I knew those boxes were there.
Your bullets
That last
flying
is
away from
running
you,
box.
one after the next, plank off of the fellas, off of the guy's shield until one suddenly makes its way through. As he recoils backwards, the bullet having hell to pay upon his meat body flesh inside the tin can that he wears around him. He shrieks in absolute pain and falls backwards for a moment, catching himself on his rear foot, still holding himself aloft. And he continues to truck on. Anything else to declare, also?
No, that's the end of my turn.
As you look upon your pistol, you realize it requires reloading.
I have the gunner feat.
You quickly fire out the... Hang on, is it a revolver?
Yeah, it is a revolver.
Quickly take out the cylinder and pop a new one in. The camera pans along this river of shell striking the ground. And then zips in upon the distant enemies there. As they rush in, this guy's gonna double move to the crates here. This chick's gonna double move. Actually, she's gonna single move to here, and she's gonna hurl a knife. So she's gonna try and hit you with a 14 plus bonus for 20 versus your AC. What up? As the massive blade comes hurling in towards you for 6 plus bonus, which is 2. No, sorry, 3. 3. No, 2. No, 1. Actually, sorry, in her case. 2. No, they're 2. Okay. 8 points of damage as the blade hurtles in and strikes upon your coat, slashing through you and your coat. It lands skittering in the sand a few feet away from you. You watch as she draws another. Behind her comes this fellow. He reaches about here. He is going to... Sorry, what is your AC, by the way?
I see. It is 13.
Okay, wow, okay. So, just so you know, you have plus 5 on these crates. I thought you had a 15. But, wow, okay. You have plus 5 on these crates, given they're chest high. So you have like half... you have 3/4 cover if you kneel. Point being, though, is that this guy comes around, and he pulls a spear out, and he whips it forth with a natural 20.
Oh, I see. So you're telling me I should make a new character right now?
Maybe.
Another one?
Sorry, short spears are D6s, I believe.
It's fine. I still have second wind. That heals me for a ton.
So that's max damage
Okay.
on double damage.
Okay.
Plus bonus, which is in these guys also 2.
As long as it's not more than 31.
Not yet, it's not. But the night is still young. Meanwhile, this guy's gonna move in to here. He is Sentinel. He will back up his dudes. The camera pans against these guys, I guess, as it comes upon where they're situated, and then showing Laz down below as he might be trying to rescue his friend. The one observes and is gonna rush down to here and then make it to here on a double move. Same thing with 2 mace. This guy's gonna make it to here, as is this guy. They have no idea what's coming. As they get to here, the stone fists, one after the next, come in like a river of fuck you, with boots aplenty for anybody who's ordering, and business is good. With 19 plus bonus, 18 plus bonus, and 15 plus bonus, the first barrage comes in expertly. Being monks, 1 attack's not enough. With a 9 plus bonus, mediocre, 15 plus bonus, and a 19 plus bonus to continue the pace. And you know what? 9 plus bonus, in this case, is still going to hit the opposition. So that's going to be 2 sets of successful hits on both these guys. So. This way. D6 is all around, yes. Not D6, D6 good. Alright, be that way. And 5, 10, 17, 19, and then plus 6 for 25 points of damage.
You know, guys,
so,
I actually have magic powers. I can turn into a corpse.
Me too.
Oh, I get it. Oh.
With that
me a
said,
second.
these guys are going to gang up on this guy right here and beat the fuck out of him. You guys watch as they effectively surround the one guy, and grabbing him by the arm, the one snaps his elbow, passes him over to the other, that cracks his knee into his spine, steps through his knee, and then finally trips him into the last one that gives him a nice uppercut and snaps his neck in the process. The fellow drops down to the ground, collapsing in a heap in the dirt, as if he were nothing but a rag doll meant for practice that morning. The 3 of them take a moment, and then the camera pans away. Over to, I should say, the archers, who are going to unleash. And they actually did their damage earlier, and it's on the board, and we're good with that, actually. We're just going to stick with that. Meanwhile, the camel hurdles away as you hear Kurgut's voice echo up, "Hold on tight! Ha 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 ha!" A memory strikes, horses, good times, fuck knows, you didn't eat it right away, and it was going to get away, but here you are now, and this camel kind of smells. So how it might taste, you're not sure, but you're holding on for dear life as it hurtles away. Woo! As you're riding along, we can see in the background the one archer there having taken his pot shot earlier. So that's really that there. But otherwise, there's this guy here who's just situated as he comes out to look upon. The camera pans to where he is, and we see the camel continue to double move, carrying you upon it as you hurtle past. And a moment later, he goes back inside. Meanwhile, you holding on for dear life find yourself suddenly heading far and away from the battlefield. Where are you going? You wonder. But there you go. Bye! Finally, these guys over here. The lieutenant looks back and forth towards his people. "Fight valiantly, my people! We shall win the day! Sir, get behind me." As these guys situate themselves, this guy takes his opportunity and rushes in aside you, closing the distance ever so quickly. You watches with a 12 plus bonus, which, as we know, plus 1 will do it, really. He moves in upon you. He is nothing special, but he is going to hit you hard once and hard. For 5 plus 3 for 8 points of damage as he comes down hard with his broadsword upon you. Crashing in upon what defense you may offer with your pistol in hand, you try to dodge to the one side, catching the blade in such a fashion upon your coat that it doesn't quite pierce, but it does crash through into your body, causing you're sure a broken something. You get the damage? 8 points. As the lieutenant looks upon, he says, "Take them down! Bind them, gag them! We shall ask them questions. Who they are, what they are after, what they think they will do. All those things that will keep players alive until we have more intrigue. And I do believe that's all my dudes. Plus Camel. Renault? Camera pans against the scene. Oh, sorry, I haven't grabbed it. The camera pans against the scene to show Garnett coming to at the behest and care of one giant mountain of muscle known as Laz, who looks down into him as he places him upon his feet as he's slowly coming to. Laz, you can sense that the fellow is starting to come around with the affectations of the healing potion. Garnett, you can hear the clashings and roarings of battle enough to the side as your senses come alive. You see your companions embroiled in a fateful battle. As the three of them take apart one of these fell fools who would challenge the Stone Fist like he were nothing but a sack of meat meant for training day, you with new resolve are to do what?
I am going to.
That's a lot of crown. Yeah, Stella.
As I come.
What's that?
As I come to, I'm going to shake myself awake.
You're alive.
Thank you, big one. Thank you very much. How goes the battle?
Just get up and kill something, a midget. We're all dying out here.
I see that. Alright. Who should we target first? You tell me. Let's do this together.
What can we see from our vantage point here? I mean, we've got the archers above us, right?
You can't see them, but you know they're there. There is the one archer yonder. You also watch as Sorth, the lizard, you watch as he gallops away. But not so much gallops, you watch as he holds on tight. Leaping out of the crowd, you see this lizardly form that just seriously, out of the crowd and lands on this camel. Next thing you know, he's holding onto this thing as it, and off he goes. Sand rooster tailing behind this fucking camel, just freaked the fuck out by this fanged clawing thing, holding onto it. Is it gonna eat me? It's wondering, shitting all over the sand as it flies off. Sorth holding on for dear life as he goes across the landscape.
All right, so stone skins. From where we are, we can't see stone skins, guys.
You absolutely
in
can.
their battle down there.
They're right here.
All right,
You
so
watch
we can
as they
see
take
them.
that guy apart like a sack of meat on training day.
All right. So if they're taking care of that side of it, our job might. And they've got the one archer that's out there in the open field. Is there any way to get up to the guys that are up above us right there? You
There
guys see
is.
the bottom right corner.
There is, you're sure of it. You haven't seen it though. You look around frantically for a moment. Here in the darkness, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception would be a number 13.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely see it. There is an entryway that is slightly obscured with how the brickwork is here. It's basically a thin entrance that's meant to be hidden. But yeah, you see it. It looks like it's a tight squeeze for a guy your size, but you'll do it.
I mean, I would turn to Garnet and say, you know, why don't you join your boys? They seem like they're doing some damage. I'm gonna head up and take care of these archers and give you guys cover.
Aye, that's a good plan. I'll head over there with the lads. You take care of the men up there at the top. I'll see you on the other side.
Let's do this thing. All right. I gotta figure out how to make my way up there.
Can I move and try and stay under cover from the arrows? Maybe like go behind that wagon. I don't know how far away I am, but
So to keep cover from these arrows, you've got these crates here. To keep cover from that, you got this crate. This wagon and canisters, and you've got a table here. You've also got the pillars here, of course, line of sight.
okay. I'll. There's just one on the far side and two on the
Correct,
the
Amanda.
other side there. Okay.
Yeah. The
I'll
guy on
take
the
my
far
chances
side-
with the.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'll take my chances with the one, and I'll take protection from the two and stay on the other side of the cart there. I don't know. My
Like over
movement
here?
is 40 feet, so.
So are you thinking, like, you're here, so you might be able to get, like,
Oh,
here.
sorry. I was looking at the wrong. Oh, so I can definitely run to my companions, right?
I mean, you know
Sorry,
of the one companion that's right next to you, and you've got your companions over here, yeah. Hang on a sec. You can literally make it here.
Okay. And they've got that one guy surrounded, basically.
They took
Am I
this
seeing
guy
that?
apart. They literally, like, he was made of
Oh.
paper.
Okay, and he's like done. Okay. And so there's. Are they engaged with anyone else there? Like I see 4 of them. You said there's 3 of them, so there obviously is one more person.
This was a 3 and 3. This guy is
Okay.
making his way towards you.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Okay, I see. Okay, I'll take the guy that's coming to. I'll take him head on. The guy that's coming towards me.
All right. From out of the darkness, the camera pans in close. Beside Laz, we see the diminutive figure of Garnet as he rushes out towards the form figure of the fellow hurtling himself into battle is taken by surprise. Becoming rigid in his run, he almost seems to want to turn his tail upon you coming out of those shadows. Fierce as a bulldog released from its chain, told to sick him, kill.
I'll yell out at him as I notice the fear in his face.
Don't you even dare think of running. You're mine.
As you close
And
the
I'll,
distance upon him, a rooster tail of
Yeah.
dust and dirt, sand and what rising up behind you.
And then I'll strike him with my fists.
Yoy!
As only a monk would do. I still have some key points, so
Or if you want to do it like do you guys remember Double Dragon Arcade? It was like,
Oh, it was awesome.
so I'll attempt
Everything
to
was-
unarmed strike him, and then I'll use flurry of blows
flurry of
Uh,
blows.
to beat the shit.
But what
out
you
of him,
flurry?
hopefully. I hit
I'm sure you do.
24.
Sounds like a big hit. So, with a 24 you hit, and how much damage are we talking about?
5 damage. And then I'll do flurry of blows.
I swear, if you do an RPG, you know, it should have like a mechanic where the higher you roll, the more damage you do. I don't know. I feel like that.
Right? That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll do a flurry of blows. I nat 20.
Nice.
25.
That's a flurry if I've ever seen one.
And that will be. It says bludgeoning damage 8, and then critical damage 4.
What's your total? What's your grand total there?
So 8 plus 4 plus 5, 12 plus 5, 17.
I suppose this battle's serious now. Yeah, is it serious yet? Righteous. So this fellow you run into upon axe. You did how much damage?
17 damage.
You run in towards him as he takes his axe and he sweeps in towards you. You jump just so slightly, hopping onto the blade of the axe. As he lifts you up with the momentum, his eyes go slightly wide as he watches you run up the haft and kick him in the face. As his head snaps back, you take this moment in slow motion to dance upon his face, to teabag him, to fart upon him, and finally
Nice.
to call his mother a few names.
Just
It's
as
very,
planned.
very slow monk motion, as you might imagine. The music becomes very Asian. Chow Yun Fat shows up and hands you a small award. We're not sure what it's for. It's in Chinese. It's gone. He leaves a moment later. Entourage and all. But you're left with effectively a corpse and a small award from Chow Yun Fat.
Perfect, just as planned.
But seriously, you
that
snap
finished
kick
him?
this guy in the face, take him down real quick. Before you know it, it's all over. You land next to him. His head looks like it's a caved-in pumpkin. And as he falls limp, the axe in the sand aside, blood spatters rain down next to his head and face and body, having following in after his collapse. As you situate yourself there, amidst your brothers just so far away, the body falling and collapsing, showing more opposition just ahead. And that's you? Or what else have you got to declare?
Yeah, just a quick question. Would those archers above me, like behind me, would they be able to hit me from where I am? Or
They
is
actually-
it too sharp of
They,
me?
oddly enough, don't have line of sight on you currently.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna crouch down next to the body and just wait. Take like a defensive stance and wait.
Okay, that sounds fine. As you take cover in the darkness, the camera pans from Garnet to Sorth, where we watch the camel as you head off towards, you're not quite sure, but this is a huge compound as you look ahead, and you see the walls off in the distance over there. You can see statuary off in the distance over there. You can see sculptures on the fucking cliff sides of this place. Over there. This whole of this place is huge in its expansiveness and strange details. But as you continue to ride that camel as it belts across the whole of this space, this rather, it is large, but it's just following this mountainous cliff face is what it is, if you understand. You've got the wall at the one side and whatever destruction that's happening behind you, and you notice that the rest of this place, as it winds through the cliffway, is fairly devoid of population at the moment. But as it continues along, you see the junk piles ahead and the various bric-a-brac that block the paths forth as the camel begins to circle around, making that horrible noise that it's making. The panicking sort of noise that braying away as it encircles around, having run out of gas, getting so tired, not sure what to do, and finally collapses.
So it's pretty much dead in the water, yeah?
Yeah.
Damn. You stupid beast.
It sits with its tongue out in the sand, unsure of what to tell you.
I'm gonna get off of it.
I want to point out, you're not too far off the battlefield. I'm taking some poetic license with this and saying you're just over there. But you do see a door. Just over there.
Is there anything on the camel? Like any gear, supplies, satchels, nothing?
No. Yes.
Damn.
Yes, there is. There's an strap under its fur, and there is a pouch hanging on the other side of it.
Can I search that?
I'm gonna have to make a small strength check to get that thing unburied from the body of this thing.
Ooh. 19.
You easily lift the camel's belly and undo the saddlebag. Sorry, it took me a moment to get that out. Undoing it such that you reveal a standard set of equipment. Things like you have a rope, you have a tent, two sleeping bags, blanketure, that sort of thing. And finally a couple small sacks of rations, it seems. And you check all of this and inventory it and stow it as necessary in the span of a second, because that's how D&D combat works. No, I'm kidding. Seriously though, you see all this kind of stuff, you like pull it out and it's pretty easy to like splay it out upon the sand. As it all litters about though, the camera's gonna pull away from Sorth. I'm assuming that's you?
Yeah, if there's no bowstrings or anything I can fix my bow with.
You. Yeah, you pull everything out, and as far as supplies goes, you know what? There's a whetstone. There are a few bowstrings, as a matter of fact, and 3 quivers of arrows. Oddly enough.
Sweet.
We'll take it a step further. There's a fletching kit in there too.
Okay, I'm gonna fix my bow because that sucked.
As you look upon the supplies, not believing your luck, you notice a contrast shadow on the horizon, just out of the corner of your eye, upon the top of the nearby buildings. As you look towards, you see a single figure looking down towards you. And as the camera pans away from you, holding the strings and fletching kit in your hands, your clawed hands, looking curiously up into the sun as you feel that ever so heavenly heat upon your scales. You see that form figure up there as it looks down upon you, and the camera lowers itself down behind this form figure off in the distance, as it looks down upon, and gives a smirk and a smile, thinking, what is this? Interlopers indeed. Is this the opportunity that you seek? As you stare upon them, your sleek figure, your reflectant skin, burnished or are you a whitey or a darkie?
I'm a darkie.
All right, cool. Yeah, burnished. Sorry, my bad. Your reflectant but burnished skin, reflecting burnishedly in the sun. Webster's is gonna have me arrested. You rear yourself to this figure, showing yourself. Although you're not sure what to make of it, you doubt it serves him. The camera pans against your face as you what? Describe your character, first and foremost, I suppose. The music's totally jamming, so you'll excuse me. All game showing and shit.
So, I'm mostly hidden from view. I've got some dark kind of cloth wrappings around myself, but you can see a little bit of what looks like rusted chainmail peeking through.
Cool.
And I'm carrying a rather large great axe.
Cool.
And I'm kind of surprised by the moment here that I'm able to choose again. Something seems to have changed here, and I think I gotta take my chance here and make contact and try and run.
The drop off the building at the lowest form is just under 10 feet a story. So you're 2 stories up. So just a quick hop and a skip, if you will.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting drowned out.
Okay,
I'll just drop it.
You're kind of getting drowned a little by the music.
As we were. So, with that said, you drop down from the buildings, making your way in towards the lizard figure. As Sorth, we see the reflection of the lithe form in your scales and eyes. And I want to make that point that, like, in the sunlight, Sorth, the lizard man, has these, like, reflectant scales, and he just looks gorgeous, sparkling, like some sort of peacock, feathery, beautiful thing, just unbelievable to the eyes, just sparkling like what the fuck, Twilight, I guess. I mean, fuck the movie, but you get the point, right? With that said,
I'll shout out to him. You, where are we? What's where is this?
The Sorth is kind of confused. Everyone he's seen so far has tried to kill him.
but not today.
What do you mean? You know where we are. You know why you're here.
I don't. I've had to listen to him.
You bear very little memory, mostly foggy things, images, moving boxes, ordering people around. You had some import, and whatever it was wore off. Whatever it was wore off.
I need to get away from here. Do you know somewhere that's safe?
Yes, the bus. The bus is always safe. We can go there. Can you fight?
The race?
Yes. Yes, we're part of the great race.
And we're in the desert still then.
Aye.
Yeah, I need to get out of here. Take me to this bus.
Okay, but my camel's useless right now. We'll have to walk. Can you fight?
I can fight, I can kill.
Good. We
Done more
lost
than
a few
I'd like
guys
of
back
both.
there. With that, I'm gonna still restring my bow, but keep my eye on this new person.
Okay.
I don't quite trust him yet, considering everyone that's joined us has slowly died off piece by piece.
How did that happen?
And or betrayed us.
Just don't drive the bus, you'll be safe.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
0% survival rate there.
Okay, so, one sec.
I'm gonna point the way for him to walk ahead of me.
Yeah. I don't know where we're going, but I can take the lead, I suppose.
Just
You'll
walk
have
straight.
to tell me where we're headed.
As the camera pans against the pair of you, standing some distance away from each other as this exchange occurs, we watch from afar. I should just do this. That's better. You can actually see me. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Go from there to Barium once again, as a matter of fact. Hang on a second. Goodness, this is not working at all.
You turn the music down a pinch.
Yeah, and also change the track for the mute. Perfect music. Hey, how do you like that? All right, cool.
Thank you.
My pleasure. As the camera pans against the paddock's rooftops once again, we watch from on high as Bjorn makes his way through the paddock's main aisle. I'm just trying to remember what had just happened on your turn ever so long ago now.
I had looked around trying to find any sign of anything going on. Couldn't find anybody. Was seeing like fucking like ghosts or some shit. Not sure. And then I found a potion.
Healing potion
after
tearing apart the supplies of the area. Very good. With that all said, oh my goodness, this is so tight on me. Holy smokes! Ouch. Okay. You guys make your way. Sorry, you get your things reviewed. Do dead. Okay, yeah. Sorry. As it shows you quaffing said potion, getting yourself back into shape, such the shape that you look around your own paddock, seeing the phoenix, seeing the battle bus, and seeing the body. You realize you haven't traversed into your own paddock. You haven't really explored your paddock at all. Your workshop, etc., remains largely unexamined. You see the pock marks, you see the scrapes and scratch marks. You see the blade marks around. What do you do, though?
Well, if I've already not found anybody alive or anything for that matter, and the only crewmate is dead, I know I drove the Phoenix here, but what kind of running shape is it in?
So as you look towards the
Like
Phoenix, asking yourself what kind of shape the Phoenix is in, it's almost as if it knows. And before you can say a word to yourself, or to it, or to the nothing around you, it starts to flare and come alive. Before you know it, flames licking out around the thing in a spheroid pattern turn into the once again familiar figure, the anthropomorphic, seemingly avatar, if you will, of the Phoenix. As the engine's spirit comes to life, situating itself in front of you, growing in stature, its massive form filling further and further with frothing flame from within the engine's chromid shell. It holds itself aloft over top, raining itself down upon you, sparks flitting through the air, flames almost like butterflies, in fact flapping as butterflies through the air all around you, as they begin to enwreathe and enwreathe. And the massive spirit form simply looks down upon you and says, I sense troubles. I sense great troubles. And as you look upon it, you actually think you see a look of somber, an expression of sadness upon the spirit as it looks into you. And in that moment, as it does so, you don't know what to make of this, do you? Or do you? What does Barium do?
I sense it too, but I can't tell what the hell is going on. I don't like it.
It gives a nod and it froths upwards, lifting up into the air around you. As it does, it simply says nothing, as it ripples slightly and then looks back towards you for any sort of wisdom you might offer. Do you say anything in the brief moment?
I think we need to get the hell out of here and look for my comrades.
It looks down towards the vessel that it encompasses. I am broken. I require form.
What will you have me do?
It looks around for a moment and then looks towards the bus. Place me within a shell that I can trust to hold solid. This fragile form is no good. It flares slightly, glowing yellow, then slightly pale white. As its peaceful face becomes obvious, as its satisfied form shows itself to you.
But the bus, it's not exactly in working order. Sure this is what you want?
Well, I say he, but let's be honest, it's spirit form, whatever. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was just gonna say... The form figure simply looks at you and asks, oh my god, I totally lost. You know, Alzheimer's is a hell of a thing. Where were we?
Yep.
What was that? It was saying that it needed a proper shell to protect it, and the Phoenix was not good enough.
That's right, yeah, sorry. As you look upon it, and it looks upon the bus, and then looks at you. Sorry, you were going to say there? As it's staring into you, you can see that it simply has an expression of longing. You also see it look back down upon the Phoenix husk, like the broken vehicle platform, as it were, and you watch as it kind of shrinks down, and it turns into a slightly less intimidating form of itself. And as it does so, simply says, "What will you do? Can you provide?" And it gestures towards the Phoenix's shell, its broken form, its bent up, completely destroyed thing. As
We need a voice changer with you as like a
honestly,
British woman.
I really need to get a voice changer to go with everything that I'm doing here. The one thing I'm missing is a voice changer, not to mention the thing Rick's got going on there. Long and the short though, sorry. This thing takes whatever form figure, then comes down to sort of diminutive anthropomorphic, almost becoming like a dragonborn figure as if it were trying to impersonate you. In this moment, as it comes close towards you, it simply says, "Do what you will, but make it strong." And it longs toward, it looks again longingly towards the bus, and then reaches out towards it, and simply says, "I trust. I need. You will." And it, in that moment, simply flashes away, disappearing into the chromosphere that it came from. That was really loud. It's good times. With that all said, though, it shows Barium's face as you find yourself challenged by this thing to do one or the other, but restore it to its greater glory somehow.
I'm gonna reach out and put one hand on the bus and say,
Looks like you aren't done yet. Got a lot of work to do.
It shows your reflection in the bus's surface. The scratched up steel chrome, polished by the grains of sand that have struck it for so many miles at such high speeds. And the camera pans away, dollying backwards, until finally it shows the paddocks at a distance, and then crossfades to black. there. We got Laz facing off. Situated on the ground. Did I knock you over or did you not get knocked out? What's going on there? You're not knocked out. Alright. With that said, it is 10 o'clock. Who's good to keep going?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I got a
I'm
little
making
bit
a new
left in
character
me.
right now.
He doesn't want to see his character die.
Alright, with that said, Laz gonna come around, where then? You got, where are we here? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the responsible thing. I need to get some sleep tonight.
Yeah, it's probably best, but it's never the fun choice.
No. Okay, Mom.
Responsible choice is a good choice. Come on, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna drink the rest of this whiskey bottle and drag you guys on for another hour.
Fair enough.
But we'll finish this up later. All right. That said, we'll cross into black after Barium's little stint there. Barium's got a choice there. You can tell me what you want to do. How you're gonna transplant this thing in. Long and the short, a lot of you are on Laz's turn, and I mean, it's looking about as good as it was last session, so we'll pick this up then. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Right on, good times.
I'm alive.
I mean, there's that.
One of us made it.
With that said, though,
Is everyone ignoring the fact that the car talks? We just ignoring that whole part of
just
it.
I want to say, be thankful I'm not like, you know what
Like
I
I
mean?
said,
Autobots go or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing.
I'm just
Barium
imagining
couldn't
the
ignore it.
flame from Hal's moving castle. That's what I picture. Makes
I guess-
sense to me.
Yeah.
That works.
Hey, Barium couldn't ignore it. Barium literally got the shit kicked out of him by this flame and felt its presence within him.
So we come to that fateful time. of the night.
Snooter's next character should be a competing engine.
Yeah, I'm making another Warforged right now.
Oh,
Oh,
Gary's sister, Mary.
So I'm gonna start from the other end tonight. Rickard, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What's your purpose least?
So I love the development of this new engine. I think it's pretty sick. It's a pretty fucking awesome idea. And I think the fact that it's actually given life is pretty cool. I hate the fact Bjorn died. I loved honestly, Bjorn had a huge presence, and the fact he was one of the later, or like one of the earliest members that was still alive alongside Barium. Kind of sad to see. It's cool seeing a new character though. And I'll repeat myself like I always do. I love the chaos. I love the struggle. I think that really gives everything life and character. So how everyone's struggling in the battle right now, and I also enjoy the fact that because of the choice I made, because of Cody's old character, it's really taken a complete different path. And once Barium finds out that Bjorn died, he's probably gonna flip his fucking lid and feel
I think
massive
it's
amounts
crazy.
of grief.
That part's crazy, actually. But yeah. I'm interested to see which way you take it. Right on. With that, Benny, what'd you like? What'd you hate? What's your purpose least?
I liked how those boxes were conveniently there for me to hide behind.
They were there from last session. I didn't put them there this session. But they are there.
I didn't see them though on the camera. I like them a lot because melting over like a cool guy before I died was honestly pretty awesome. You know, like when you're sliding across a car to get into the driver's seat. That was me across those boxes.
Action star, like style. That was okay, cool. I can dig it. I'll buy it for $1. What was your least favorite part?
The nat 20.
Fair. That was my least favorite part too, I have to admit. I always feel bad. I mean, like, not horribly terrible, but like, I feel bad. You know what I mean?
Just a small twinge of guilt.
Well, I mean, I call my mom about it. I do. I'll be like, "Hey, mom, I feel really bad. I did a terrible thing. I was like killing players." And she's like, "It's okay, Whoopi. It's okay. You should see what they did back home in the Middle East." Anyway, so with that shit, I guess it's over to Cody. Would you like what Jay was versus East?
I really liked the back and forth in this one with Barium's story and seeing how that unfolds. I'm curious to see what happened at the compound, like where the bus is. I'm curious to unravel that mystery. Also, very intrigued to see what this demonic engine does when we put it in the bus, if it's gonna like spur it back to life, or is it gonna hate it? Like, curious to see how that develops. I find this battle very intriguing. Like, there's a lot of moving pieces. It's kind of hard to determine like which direction would be the right choice. Like, there's just so much going on. And it's just kind of like a frenzy, so...
Total free-for-all almost, eh?
Yeah, like, it's like every man for himself kind of almost feeling. There's clearly sides, but... What?
Everyone's got a motive. And what I find interesting on that note, I'm gonna call this one too, is that every time someone's bringing back a character, there's some layer of I'm doing Zab. Like, man, everybody's doing it too. Everyone's doing it. And so it's really raising the bar on me here. Like, cut it out, damn it, this is hard enough. I mean, no, it's really good. My therapist says I should be more positive and endearing.
Yes.
And I should be saying do it. So, I'm into it for sure. But just don't make it so hard. Anyway, so everyone's doing it, and it's
Change
funny
my
too,
mind.
right?
My new backstory will just be adventuring's neat.
There you go.
Somebody's just gonna come in and be like, "I'm the BBEG," or I'm his hot tub cleaner. I don't know, but anyway. With that said, Summer, what'd you like? What'd you hate? Was your least?
The part that surprised me with how reckless I was with him was I guess I kind of thought Bjorn actually couldn't die, because it surprisingly hit me, and I'm like I should have emotionally prepared for this like 6 months ago.
Oh,
but,
dude.
Yeah, still made me a little sad. But
I hope the scene was good.
Yeah, it really was, and I thought it was a good send off, but yeah, it was a slight surprise to myself that I got like a little emotional about it.
You know what? It's fine. I mean, I get emotional about every player that dies. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Every player that dies. Yes, man. Every player.
But yeah, getting to try something a little different is exciting, and as far as the actual session itself, I really loved what was going on with Barium.
Yeah.
The mystery there and the new engine is all very, very cool. yeah, the other fight just makes me sad because it's just like more and more of us getting beat over and over. But we kind of stumbled headfirst into that, so it's a little deserved.
This is what it is, right? But
Yeah.
the whole of this battle has been very, very dramatic, very, very dramatic.
Funny how Cody died and then we all started dying.
Very, very costly. So it goes, though.
See?
So it goes.
I was keeping all you motherfuckers alive.
I want to say I very much enjoyed playing through the strength checks and whatnot. I wanted to throw something on that, but at the end of it, I just figured, it's a fun bit of gameplay, and then when you said you'd failed it, actually I chuckled about that because it kind of gave me a sort of heaven and hell motif, and so because you made the strength saves or the sailing saves, if you will, it became this good ending, if you will. You made it to the end and trade went on, as opposed to the ship got destroyed or taken by pirates and Valcor was like, you'll make it one day, or something like that. But so that was kind of the motif. I would have liked to have taken it longer if I'd known you died up front, and in the aftermath I wish I'd made it go longer thereby. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good send off all the same. I did, and it was a pleasure to serve it up.
I guess that's my only regret. I rolled the death save too early, so I knew I was dead for about 10 minutes.
And so there's this dramatic ending as you're
so I'm doing all these like strength
it's funny
checks
too,
for no
because there
reason,
you are.
really.
There you are,
But
committed
I'm
to the
like,
ship, right? It's like you knew it already, even if everybody else didn't. And isn't that just Bjorn?
Yeah.
And so it is. Dooley, would you like to? Well, let me tell you guys. I loved the pacing of the session. I thought it was a really exciting session, as always. I loved sending Sorth across the battlefield. I didn't mind taking the poetic license, but I kind of felt bad at the same time, having you hover far away from everybody. But I wanted to give you the opportunity to kind of like infiltrate the place. But whatever. Also, it turned out it was a good opportunity to introduce a new possible companion, and so here you are. And so that's my favorite part. My least favorite part was that's a good question. I guess my least favorite part is not getting a little bit further with like story and whatnot, but there's a lot of combat to go through. And I mean, I'm thankful for what the excitement of the combat was. So there's that. That's me. Brensky, would you like to was released?
I liked a lot of this session, even though, I mean, we didn't get far. A lot happened. It was tragic that Bjorn died. I mean, he was ballista-proof, but I guess swords and anything else still hurt.
Quite giant-proof.
Yeah.
So it
was
Dragon-proof, though.
Yeah. I like Barium's whole side story. I think when we all come back and see the new engine, we're going to be like, what the hell is this thing? Maybe it'll reject us all. That could be interesting. Also, there's a lot more questions with this one. Like what's happening back at camp. Even that little door that you showed with Sorth. Just little scenes that are kind of like hinting to more. I love the camel scene. The camel scene was fun as hell.
Yeah,
and the only thing I didn't like was Alex's new character met the worst socially awkward character out of all of us. Like he has this great story about, not knowing his memory or anything like that and breaking free, and I'm just like, okay, let's go back.
Okay.
Out of all of them to meet, Sorth is the worst one.
Keep things simple. That's what it's about.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where this new character plays in and what his backstory is.
Fair enough. We're done. And sir, Sean, tell me, would you like to hit? Was it released?
We've got a couple of grievances now at this point. I'm just going to point these all out here. Like the whole no teamwork bullshit. Like, come on. Like, I think we've blown through how many health potions for everybody, and I don't need the fucking healer. I'm going to bring up the second point here when they turn around and say, who could have imagined that the asshole in red and white striped pajamas strolling through the center of town saying fuck all other gods was going to die? Not like we didn't predict this. It was coming. It was just gonna fucking happen. At this point, I may start asking questions like, "Hey, is poison cheaper than buying health potions? Because really, a guy can't say no when he's on the ground face down in the mud." I mean, I may mix them up a little bit. We can play some Russian roulette, but there's a point I might get tired of this shit.
Fair.
No. It's actually been a lot of fun. Having to make the decisions of, do I charge headlong in and let everyone roll new characters, or, where do we go from here?
I mean, really, how many new characters does it take to fuck the story up?
No,
And
it's
the
been good.
answer is,
I actually thought
don't
for
know.
a while they were listening to everything going on with Barry that he had just inhaled too many goddamn fumes. I didn't know what was going on over there. So yeah, I'm very interested to see the battle bus get revived this time with its own angry soul and see if we can take it on. I think at this point we may have just left the race behind and now we're just kind of wilding out through the desert like a bunch of crazed maniacs on the bus further. But I'm down for the ride. So yeah, let's get at it.
If we get enough new characters, it's gonna be like that Spider-Man meme where there's a bunch of Spider-Men, they're all pointing at each other. It's like, who are you?
I'm very excited to see the future of this. As it stands with the timeline, the Great Race is supposed to take off. You guys haven't been keeping abreast of the news because the Posh has been in and out and in and out and in and out. But the long and the short is, the race was supposed to have started by now, but it hasn't. So whatever's going on, the rebellion continues. And here you sit in the Delavik compound, pressed to your limit, while Barium sits back at the paddock, whiling away his time with his new friend.
Barium's hearing voices.
Right. Let me tell you about the voices. Everybody can take 1,600 experience. It's less than last time, and because it's just a continuation of. Let's start earlier, gentlemen. I want earlier games, damn it. Anyway. With that said,
Nice, Alex.
there was another point I was going to bring up, but it totally escapes me. That's how it is with this old age setting in. It's terrible. Look at this salt and
I
pepper.
got a lot of problems with you people.
Gotta eat more
You're
fish.
all gonna hear about it.
I gotta eat more fish, apparently.
And with wrestling.
Gentlemen, it has been my pleasure once again to be your dungeon master, your entertainer, and your guide through the Kalashite Desert, Kalimshan Desert, as you make your way towards your destiny, your fate in Blackthumb. Until next time, of course, may your 20s land on 20. Thank you, my palette of personalities. You are a wonderful plethora of
Namaste.
players.
Namaste.
Very much. Have
Thank
a good
you,
night,
Dooley.
everyone.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good
all.
night. Thanks, Dooley.
Good night.
Cheerios.
Cheers.
And if you like what you see, we stream every Monday from 7, whenever, I don't know. 8, I guess. We stream from 8, let's face it, we stream from 8. And we go till about, I don't know, say, whenever we finish, all the time. There is no set schedule, we do our best, and for that we thank you for joining. Until next time, as I say to all, may your 20s always land on 20. Have a good night, all.